beyond the physical one. These are the stories of ordinary people who believe they have experienced extraordinary things. Some names have been changed for the purpose of this program. Buried within an old English pub lay a dark secret. When the staff tried to communicate with the dead, something frightening happened. Together with people claiming to be able to contact the spirit world, they tried to unravel a century-old mystery, but the effort led them to a terrifying place. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there is a world of possibility. In the northeast of England, in the Tyne River Valley, small villages dot the landscape. They divide stretches of moorland and ancient forests. This is a place where legends abound and secrets lie buried, some of them dark and perhaps best left forgotten. For nearly 200 years, the Wheatsheaf pub had been a landmark in the South Tyneside town of West Boldon.
All right, guys, time to lock up.
In 2004, David Guy bought the pub and hired new staff.
It used to be a great pub. It used to be the best pub in Boldon. The pub was boarded up for 7 months. And nobody wanted to take it on.
Since reopening, business had been strong, but David's employees had reported strange goings-on. Kamala Momet was the pub's manager.
I always got the feeling there was somebody watching us. I've never been afraid, ever, until I worked in the Wheatsheaf.
Look at this. Who did this? Put a hand in me jelly? I made this last night for the vodka shooters. The fridge door's open, too.
The kitchen was locked. Fridge doors would be open. Things would be moved. And there was something different. You didn't know what to expect when you went into the kitchen because there was always something different.
Tim was a barman. On more than one occasion, he'd been privy to customers' tales of paranormal experiences.
Hello.
To the Wheatsheaf staff, the unexplained seemed almost to be the norm.
You hear noises all the time. Like, just footsteps, bang, bang, bang.
There's no one here but us.
We'll just have a look.
Anybody up here? Anybody in here?
David found nothing upstairs. That should have been a relief. But somehow, he felt that it was a sign his problems were only beginning. At a South Tyneside pub in the north of England, owner David Guy and his staff were hearing
Who did this?
and seeing
Put a hand in me, Jelly.
a series of things they could not explain.
Hello.
In the hope of finding some answers and having a bit of fun,
We'll get to the bottom of this mystery. Right? A little bit of spiritual detective.
David decided to craft his own Ouija board.
I want to find out what's knocking around in me pub. You go first.
Oh, it's not just me. We all have to put a hand on the glass, don't we?
All right. Come on.
No room for me. That's all right. I'll watch.
He's scared. Is that it? You scared?
Scared? Scared of what? Paper and a couple whiskey glasses?
Never mind. 6 fingers is enough. Now, what do we ask?
Ask who's been stomping around upstairs.
All right. Spirits, tell us.
Who is walking the halls of the old Wheatsheaf pub?
Do it again.
Louder.
Is there a spirit in the old Wheatsheaf pub? It's moving.
No, I saw your hand.
I'm kidding. I'm not moving it. G.
E. T.
P.
Get a piece of paper and a pen and write this down.
Get. O. U. T. Get out. Anybody up there?
The kitchen is closed. I checked the washrooms.
We need to go check.
No. Don't take your hands off the glass.
Who's climbing those steps? Who are you?
G. K. I.
L. L. Y. O. U. Get out or I'll kill you.
That's it. I'm done. I'm going home.
Look. It's moving by itself.
H. E. L. P. M. E. Help me?
Who are you?
It was actually spelling out, please help me. Just kept saying, help me, I'm trapped.
Who are you?
It's the ghost of the little girl. The one the customer met upstairs. The one who went into the kitchen and put a hand in the jelly.
How do you know?
I just feel it. I know. I'm sure it's her.
Pub staff tried to return to work as if nothing had happened. A few days later, David agreed to host a charity event.
Someone asked us to raise money for something. Girls in the pub asked if we could have a psychic night.
£5 to get you consultation with one of our fabulous psychics. All proceeds go to the Children's Cancer Fund. Right, huh?
Boy, what's all this noise?
Pub regular Martin Brown didn't believe in psychics.
And I remember laughing and carrying on with my friends. How stupid can they get? You know, that this is how daft it was.
£5, thank you. Thank you, love. Right now.
Lana Grabinskus and Suzanne Hadwin, who both claimed to have spiritual powers, were brought in for the evening. They donated their services. Immediately,
Are you all right?
Suzanne sensed a powerful negative presence in the pub.
Something's not right in there.
As I first walked through the doors of the Wheatsheaf, I got an emotion of anger. Anger that I've never felt before in my life.
Excuse me, are you taking readings?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'd like to know if Albert, he's my sweetie.
Once I started doing the readings, I tried to put these emotions in the back of my mind. I had no just cause why I was feeling this way.
I'll do my best to locate Albert.
Okay.
You just have to be more open to the differences in people. Would you mind excusing me for just a moment?
Sure.
A few hours later, Suzanne remained troubled by the anger she'd sensed when she entered the pub.
I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. You could see right through her.
Please, he's coming!
I could see her fear in her eyes.
Who's coming?
Suzanne had a vision of the room as she sensed it had been nearly a century ago.
I could see the carpet, and I could see this little bed.
Please, Mom, can you help me? Please.
I think it was the first time in 100 years that she's ever communicated with somebody. I felt overwhelmed by the trust that she had for me.
Are you still there?
And the next minute she was gone. I was looking through a mirror at my own reflection.
Later that night, after the pub had closed,
I hope you made a lot of money for the charity. Do you know you've got a spirit upstairs? I saw her in the hallway and then in the washroom. Did you know that room used to be a bedroom?
When she told us about the little girl, I mean, that was so unreal. I mean, it was only us knew about that. She says, do you mind us having a walk around the pub?
You're welcome to go explore if you want.
Intrigued, Suzanne decided to try to find the young girl again.
I says, Joseph. I knew him. Don't ask me why I knew him, but I knew him.
Suzanne felt bombarded by images from an earlier time.
And I could see her little body going down to the cellar, squealing, screaming. She was only a poor defenseless little soul.
And they dragged the little girl down there.
What did they do to her?
I don't know. Something terrible, I fear.
Oh my God.
It sounds like that girl, doesn't it?
Why I got so much of a fright
She spoke to us.
was because that is what we had picked up from the Ouija board.
You used a Ouija board?
Yeah.
When David told me you used the Ouija board, I said to him, you're letting evil into this world.
Get rid of it. Tear it apart. It's an open door.
To what?
Creates a portal through which evil can come.
But what are we going to do? We have to help her.
I just wanted to help the little girl to go on our way.
We gotta get rid of them.
We can't help the little girl until we get rid of Joseph. If we get rid of him, I think they'll all leave.
All of them? How many are there?
I don't know.
A few nights later, after closing, Suzanne and Lana returned, hoping to rescue the soul of the young girl. They began by cleansing the pub to protect the group from dangerous spirits.
You neutralise the energies that are within the room. You cleanse a heavy atmosphere.
My guides to come close to me. I asked
Suzanne wanted to help the young girl to move on.
that may be detrimental. Fill my aura with the light and love of God. Bring me closer to perfection each day.
Because he would not have let me make that connection to the little girl.
Suzanne believed that Joseph's spirit was concentrated in the basement. She hoped the staff's presence would distract him and keep him there.
We're going to create a salt storm.
Suzanne used salt to create what she called a circle of protection.
Remember, stay inside the circle and don't come upstairs until I call you.
This is insane. This is totally insane.
This is your idea.
My idea.
You started with the Ouija board.
It was just a blasted game.
Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray.
Suzanne and Lana began their search for the spirit of the young girl. Suzanne started in the room that she believed had once served as the girl's bedroom.
I always use an audio tape to capture sounds, to capture any energies in the room.
I think she's in here.
She hoped a doll would attract the child.
We mean you no harm.
Lana believes that when she makes contact with a spirit, The image of the person appears to her as well.
As a psychic artist, you pick up on their feelings and experiences that they've gone through. In her case, it was a sense of sorrow.
I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to know what happened to you. You're safe here with us. Step inside. Jessica.
I knew in my mind that this was her name.
What a lovely name. What are you frightened of? What happened to you?
You knew he was around you. You didn't have to ask yourself that question. You knew he was around you.
That's Joseph.
I got a vision of somebody punning her against the floor, and she was terrified. I was crying. I was pleading them to stop it. And they wouldn't stop.
Suzanne was now certain that Joseph had killed little Jessica. Suzanne wanted to know why, and how she could help free the young girl's spirit. Suzanne Hadwin was sure that a young girl's spirit haunted the Wheatsheaf pub, and was at least in part responsible for much of the mischief pub staff said they had experienced. She believed a man called Joseph had brutally killed young Jessica in the basement nearly a century earlier.
Why was she condemned to death? Why did they do it to her?
Jessica, where is your body?
I'm still here.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. My heart was aching for her. I ran my fingers down the wall and I said, she's in the wall. She's in the wall.
How long does she expect us to stay down here?
There's nothing.
What? Cam, you're outside the circle.
I felt something.
Cam,
touch my face.
Get back in the circle.
Cam, hold her down. Hold her down.
I couldn't control my legs. I couldn't lift my head up. And the pain in my head was horrendous.
Are you all right, Cam? Cam! Do? She was attacked.
For God's sakes, man, we don't know what happened.
Something touched me. Touched my face.
There was no doubt in my mind that there was evil spirits or something evil haunting the pub.
You'll be all right. I know it's frightening.
I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was suffocating.
Suzanne believed that Camilla, the pub's manager, had been attacked by the nefarious spirit called Joseph.
Nana, would you get the tape recorder and leave me your drawings? We've made contact. Her name is Jessica. She was murdered here. They hid her body in the wall upstairs.
She's just a girl.
What could she
possibly have done?
I think you'd better listen to this.
What is that?
Just listen.
I'm coming for you, Suzanne. I'm going to kill you, Suzanne.
I felt terrified. Absolutely terrified. But I knew I had to stand my ground. And I had to show him no fear.
We've got no choice. We're going to help the girl.
But what about what he said he would do?
No, we have to help her. She's trapped in the spirit world. We must help her.
Watch my hands!
That night, David reluctantly agreed to let his staff search for the remains of the young girl.
Look, there's a brick wall in there.
Well, what'd you expect? This blasted building must be several hundred years old. My pup better be standing here when I get back in the morning. Let's take it easy, all right?
Look at this. It's a fireplace.
This is it.
She's in there. Let's keep digging.
They worked through the night.
I can't see anything. What the hell have you done?
I wasn't happy at all. The place was a mess. Total mess.
It's here. It's what I saw in my vision.
What's this?
All of a sudden, somebody just reached in and pulled out a piece of concrete, which contained some strands of hay. And for a moment, everybody just stood in sort of shock horror.
It looks like a piece of bone.
I knew she was there. We're almost there. It's her. It's Jessica.
There's no one here.
Did you see that?
What?
It was like a shadow, only it wasn't.
Are you all right?
He's here, sitting at the table.
Suzanne says that with her second sight, she sees what others cannot.
Why did you kill her? What did you do with her?
Watching Suzanne confront Joseph was frightening.
Why did you kill her?
Suzanne was shouting at something we couldn't see.
What did you do to her?
Then I got visions of women handing over money. It was a brothel. He controlled a brothel. And he hated women. Women were nothing to him.
What did you do to her? Why did you kill her? What did you do to her? Tell me, why did you kill her?
She got in my way! And if you get in my way, you'll die too.
I couldn't back down. Because if he knew my fear, he knew my weakness. He knew he would get a hold of me then.
At a local library, Suzanne and one of the pub's barmen searched for clues to Joseph's identity.
I had to find out where Joseph's from. Times and dates that linked him to this pub. Find out what happened.
Hey, that's the pub.
In a book about West Bolden's history, Suzanne discovered a photograph of a man who looked to her like Joseph.
That's him.
Oh, wow. See if there's more. Is there more? Is there Elizabeth, I think?
And in a photo of a Sunday school class, Suzanne found a young girl she believed was Jessica.
That's Jessica?
That's Jessica.
I felt successful that I came up with all the evidence that was there.
For several days, the pub was peaceful. Even regular customers like Martin Brown were unaware of anything untoward.
I've never heard anything about the bar being haunted. It's a bit off the wall, to say the least.
Are you okay?
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Just a bit jumpy, I guess.
Where's Brian tonight?
Hello. Did you see that? I saw it move, and then it just flew off the bloody wall.
That could have killed you.
It could have crushed your skull.
Things weren't getting any better. We knew there was going to be some sort of showdown.
A few hours later, Lana Grabinskas, the self-proclaimed psychic artist, sensed something deeply disturbing.
I'd had a vision. I saw him, David, being pushed down the stairs.
Hello?
David, is that you?
Yes, who is this?
Oh, thank God. This is Lana. I was so worried about you. I just had a premonition.
Do you know what time it is? Isn't it late for premonitions?
Listen, David, I'm not joking. Please promise
She
me
asked us about my house. She says, David, I've had a vision that you're going to have a nasty accident on your stairs. And it's going to be Joseph that's going to push you. And, I mean, Lana's never been to my house.
I see. Well, thanks for the warning.
He was constantly threatening us. Obviously, I was a bit worried about it.
One night, soon after, Martin Brown wandered upstairs in the pub.
on now.
If you want to find her, look for the green paint.
Find her? How do you know?
The little girl, she's buried behind the green bricks.
But there's nothing here. We've torn down the whole wall.
Oh, she's here. And so is he.
I went cold. I just froze.
The girl is mine!
Possession can come over you like a flick of a coin.
Don't let him leave. Don't let him leave the pub.
As before, a circle of salt was used in an effort to protect the staff, this time from Martin.
I still don't understand why you're doing all this.
Joseph is inside you.
Suzanne planned to draw the spirit of Joseph out of Martin.
I knew I had a very, very dangerous battle ahead of me. And this was a very evil force.
Joseph, I know you're in there.
When I addressed Martin as Joseph, he just looked and glared at me.
I was terrified. It just looked so evil.
I looked at Joseph as it's just me and you now, Joseph.
Mark my words, you'll live to regret this.
The Archangel. Defend us in
Your
battle.
pathetic rituals will have no effect.
Humbly pray. By the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all evil spirits who wander through the world to the ruins of souls. Amen.
You will leave his body, and you will go where God commands you!
You filthy wench!
Then I got the visions of this woman being slaughtered. So it all made sense. I knew she had seen something, and that's why it cost her a little life.
The staff of the Wheatsheaf was working closely with self-styled mediums Suzanne Hadwin and Lana Krabinskas. They were determined to rid the pub of spirits. They believed a murderer named Joseph had taken up residence in the body of one of the pub's regulars, Martin Brown. Suzanne is convinced that guardian angels or spirit guides protect and advise her. She hoped they would help her draw Joseph's spirit from Martin's body. To help her succeed, she used a pendulum, or dowser.
Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of...
I asked my guides to pull his energy away from Martin and push it right through my body into this crystal.
Joseph, I draw you into this dowser.
No, I won't go. No!
Leave. I command you to leave now.
No!
crystal started to spin and spin and spin and spin. And I could feel the energies drawing closer towards the crystal.
Our Father, hallowed be thy name. Thy will be done. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Said, are you all right?
What a terrible shock.
I says, I'm fine.
Is he gone? Did it work?
I know nothing, absolutely nothing of what went on.
When Suzanne finally removed Joseph, it was a strange atmosphere because everybody was shocked at what had happened to Martin, but it was a relief as well.
It was like you were possessed. Were you scared?
The last thing I remember is going upstairs, going into that room and seeing the fireplace, and then nothing.
Martin claimed to have some memory of the spirit that had possessed him.
His name was Joseph. He was a barman. He had preyed on innocent families. He actually made money out of prostitution. How I knew these things, I do not know. It's left us with quite a memories which aren't mine.
Suzanne believed that with Joseph gone, the spirit of little Jessica could find peace at last.
It's like you're being all over again.
Oh,
that's what we're talking
definitely use one of those.
Need a strong drink, fill it up.
It was really strange, but it was a lot lighter than what it had been.
Well, Martin, you know what? You're not going to have whiskey.
People started to laugh and joke again.
You really don't remember anything?
It was a very, very intense experience, which was basically going to stay with me for the rest of my life, and it gave me an idea of what spirit is capable of.
I've been communicating with spirits since far back as I can remember. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. He could have took my life easily. The click of his fingers.
And I really admire Suzanne, Lorna for the dedication. And I found it remarkable that they've, faced an issue that not many of us understand,
Thank you so much for all the work you've done.
Believe what you want. At the end of the day, you've got to either believe or you don't.
It makes us think, well, there's more. Because at one time I used to think, is there? But now I know there is.
David and his staff will never forget what happened at the pub. And they will be forever grateful for the help they received from Lana and Suzanne. Without their intervention, David fears the story would have had a very different ending.